Well, as I was getting ready for the review of the Chevy Silverado this week, I started writing down all the safety systems this truck has on it. And I ended up feeling half of a no card. And I thought, oh my goodness, cars have just come so far. And if you haven't bought a car in a number of years, it's probably going to be pretty mesmerizing when you go to the dealership and see all the systems that are available. So what I wanted to do is just take a few minutes and explain what the systems are, how they work, and how they might benefit you when you buy your next new vehicle. So let's talk about how they work. They either employ cameras, radar, lasers, and then sometimes sonar sensors for parking. Usually you'll see it in cars, you'll see the cameras behind the mirror. You'll see, in case of Subaru, they've got twin cameras behind the mirror, or you'll see radar in the grille. A lot of times you'll see a Mercedes, and behind that three-pointed star is actually a radar unit. So employing a lot of high technology to make these systems work. But here in the truck, and this is a good example, but most automakers are very similar to the truck that I have here. Let's start with adaptive cruise control. So you can set your cruise just like you normally do, set it at your safe speed, press the button, and it'll actually keep the vehicle a safe distance from the vehicle in front of you. And if you start to approach that vehicle, it'll go ahead and let off the power, and in worst case, it'll apply the brakes to maintain that distance. If you're driving up to the vehicle and it feels like you're getting a little too close and it's a little too uncomfortable for you, there's another button and you can adjust that distance a little bit. So you can stay further back or closer, whichever makes you the most comfortable. As part of that system, there's also a forward collision warning system. You get a visual indicator. A lot of vehicles, you'll get an audio indicator that tells you what's going on. And if you don't take action, the vehicles will go ahead and brake to avoid that accident. This vehicle does have a pedestrian detection system. A lot of vehicles do now. If you're in the city, somebody walks out in traffic or a bicycle comes out in traffic, it will also respond to that at low speeds. The older systems, it used to be really tuned for the highway. The newer systems, they can do it on the highway and in city traffic. I think that's very cool. Blind spot warning systems. Again, if somebody's in your blind spot, it'll give you a warning. Most of the vehicles will have some kind of light in the mirror to tell you that's going on. If you have a heads-up display, sometimes they'll give you an indicator from the heads-up display. The more sophisticated systems will go ahead and nudge the vehicle, back away from danger. Which brings me to the next system: lane keep assist and lane departure warnings. Lane departure warning is kind of the less sophisticated version of it. It uses the camera, it monitors the lines on the road, and if you get too close to one, it'll give you a warning. It'll either flash or it'll beep or something to tell you that. More sophisticated ones will vibrate the steering wheel, they'll vibrate the seats. This truck actually has GM's safety alert seat, so it'll actually vibrate in the direction of danger. And lane keep assist. Again, you get too close to that line and you hug that line, it'll go ahead and nudge you back into the lane. It'll do it through braking. Some of them will do a little bit of steering intervention, depending on how sophisticated that system is. So again, to keep in your lane. A step beyond that, a lot of cars now have lane centering systems. So it uses that same kind of technology, but you can kind of loosen your hand on the steering wheel a bit. It'll require you to keep your hand on the steering wheel, but it'll pretty much steer itself even around curves and keep you in the middle of your lane. So you turn on your adaptive cruise control, your lane centering system, and you're really just kind of there monitoring. And of course, the next step beyond that is going to be a fully automated driving system, like Cadillac Super Cruise system, where on certain highways, you can take your hands off the wheel, put your hands on your lap, and the car will pretty much drive itself. You still need a monitor. You can't read a book, you can't go take a nap, but the car will pretty much keep itself in the lane, keep itself on the road, do what it's supposed to do. There are some additional systems that are really helpful. Rear crosspath detection. You're backing out of your driveway, bicycle, or a pedestrian's coming across. It'll give you an alert that that's happening. And the more sophisticated systems, again, will go ahead and brake, stop it, and avoid that accident. It's great. This truck has another really cool system I think is nice. There's a rear seat occupant detector. So you stop the car, you start to get out of the car, and you forget you have a kid in the back. I know it's kind of hard to do, but it happens, especially in hot weather. It'll give you another alert, let you know if there's somebody back there. Hyundai has a cool system where it will use the blind spot warning indicators, to detect cars are coming, like when you're stopped. So you stop, you're getting ready to get out of your car, and you start to open your door, and it will keep you from doing that. They're using the blind spot warning sensors. Very, very sophisticated. Pickup trucks, a lot of the pickup trucks now too have blind spot warnings for the trailers. So it's designed to actually extend the full length of that trailer. So if you're driving along, there's a car back there and you don't see it, again, it gives you that alert. Just a lot of really sophisticated technology on cars today. And next time you buy your car, think about what you need. A lot of the systems now are becoming more standard, but for a few $1,000s more, you can get the most sophisticated systems. Really have a car that will go a long way towards protecting you on the road.